What if I told you a 19-year-old once destroyed a billion-dollar super team? Not over a season, in one match. 3 goals, against Beckham, Ramos, and Casillas. And by the final whistle, the entire stadium was on its feet for a teenager nobody believed in. Starting with how doctors said he'd never even play football. The kid nobody believed in. See, Messi wasn't supposed to be here, like at all. When he was just 10 years old, doctors looked at this tiny kid from Rosario and delivered the worst news possible. Growth hormone deficiency? Translation? He won't grow like other kids. He won't play sports professionally. His dreams of football? Forget about it. The treatment existed, but it cost $1,500 every single month. His family couldn't afford it. Local clubs in Argentina looked at the price tag and said no thanks. They weren't going to gamble that kind of money on some undersized kid who might never make it. But here's the thing about Messi. The kid just didn't stop. He joined his first club, Grandoli, at age 5. Scored within minutes of his first game. His grandmother used to take him to every single training session, attend every match, and always clap the loudest. She was his biggest fan. When she passed away, Messi was only 10. And to this day, every time he scores, he points to the sky. That's for her. At age 7, he joined Newell's Old Boys, the same club Maradona played for. And this is where things started getting ridiculous. Because Messi wasn't just good, he was scoring over 100 goals per season as a child. Teams literally refused to play if they knew Messi was in the lineup. They called him La Pulga, the flea, because he was tiny but impossible to catch. Then came the diagnosis, and everything almost fell apart. But Messi's father refused to give up. He started recording videos of his son playing and sending them to European clubs. Just footage of this little kid dribbling past defenders twice his size like they were standing still. One of those videos landed on the desk of Carles Rexach, a scout at Barcelona. He watched Messi juggling with both feet, knees, and head. His reaction? Sign him immediately. They were so desperate to lock this kid down that they signed the contract on a napkin. At a restaurant. I'm not even making this up. That napkin is now worth millions. So at 13 years old, Messi left everything behind. His family, his friends, his entire culture. He moved to Spain with just his father, all for a dream that doctors said was impossible. The mute. Now here's where it gets interesting. At Barcelona's famous academy, La Masia, Messi didn't exactly fit in. He barely spoke. Barely said a word to anyone. The other kids started calling him El Mudo, the mute. He was this tiny, quiet Argentine kid in a foreign country, struggling to connect with anyone. But his coaches noticed something strange. On the pitch, completely different person. He only spoke with the ball, and the ball listened. He'd receive it, go past 4, 5 defenders like they weren't there, score, and then just walk back. No celebration, no emotion, no fist pumps, just back to position like nothing happened. Barcelona knew they had something special. They agreed to pay for his entire treatment. Every night, Messi got injections. Every day he trained. They weren't just developing a player anymore. They were building a machine. And the coaches started saying something that made everyone pay attention. He's too good for his age. At 16, Messi did something that made the entire club stop and stare. He played against Barcelona's senior team in a training match. These were grown men, professionals, Champions League players, and this skinny teenager absolutely humiliated them. Xavi, a Barcelona legend, said it best. We knew then he was different, a freak. But here's the problem. Nobody outside Barcelona cared yet. The doubters. When Messi made his official debut at 17, the world barely noticed. All eyes were on the superstars. Ronaldinho with his tricks, Thierry Henry with his speed, Samuel Eto'o with his goals. Messi, just a skinny kid sitting on the bench, a backup, a project. The critics had a field day. Too small, too fragile, too quiet to ever be a leader. They said he'd get crushed by the physicality of top-level football, that he didn't have the body or the voice to survive. But behind closed doors at Barcelona, something different was happening. Pep Guardiola and Johan Cruyff were watching this kid closely, and they didn't just see talent. they saw something that scared them, in a good way. Guardiola said, Lionel Messi is not just a player, he's a system, a team. He started designing Barcelona's entire philosophy around this teenager. A midfield that would feed Messi, a formation that would free Messi. Everything was built to turn him into the ultimate goal-scoring weapon. In 2008, Guardiola made a statement that still holds up today. Messi is untouchable. Barcelona was building a cheat code, and the rest of the world had no idea what was coming. Warning shots. Before the night that changed everything, Messi gave the football world a few previews, little hints of the destruction to come. Against Juventus, he ghosted past their defenders like they were training cones. Their manager, Fabio Capello, watched this kid tear his team apart and asked one question. Who is this kid? He tried to sign him immediately. Barcelona refused. They knew exactly what they had. Then came Chelsea in the Champions League. Messi was so dominant, so impossible to defend against, that Asier del Horno completely lost his mind. He fouled Messi so many times he got a straight red card. Messi walked off with an injured thigh, but he'd already made his point. The English press stopped doubting, started whispering, started paying attention. And then came Getafe. Messi scored a goal that made the entire football world stop and rewatch. He stole the ball at the halfway line, dribbled past one defender, then another, then another, then another, faked a shot, left the goalkeeper on the ground, and rolled it into the empty net. It was identical to Maradona's famous goal of the century from 1986. Barcelona won 5-2 that day, but nobody remembered the score. Everyone only talked about that goal. The signs were everywhere. A thunderstorm was building, and it was about to hit the biggest stage in football. The stage is set. March 10th, 2007. El Clásico, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. The biggest rivalry in sports, more than a match. It's war, it's identity, it's everything. And Real Madrid wasn't just any team that year, they were the team. A billion-dollar empire stuffed with galácticos. David Beckham, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Guti, Raúl, Iker Casillas, Sergio Ramos, Fabio Cannavaro, a lineup that gave every team in Europe nightmares. But Barcelona? They were falling apart. Ronaldinho was losing his magic. The manager, Frank Rijkaard, was under intense pressure. The veteran players looked exhausted. Camp Nou, once the loudest stadium in football, was going quiet. The media smelled blood. Headlines said the magic was dying. Barcelona was fading into irrelevance. And in the middle of this chaos, Rijkaard made a decision that everyone questioned. He put a 19-year-old in the starting lineup, against the champions, against billion-dollar legends, in front of 90,000 screaming fans, in the most intense fixture on earth. It was like throwing a lamb into a den of lions. At least that's what everyone thought. The destruction. Match day. Messi didn't call a press conference, didn't post anything dramatic, didn't say a word. He just showed up early, laced his boots, trained, focused, silent, and from the second that whistle blew, he was everywhere. He started as a left winger, but within minutes he was appearing on the right, in the middle, behind defenders, in front of them. Madrid couldn't track him, couldn't figure out where he'd pop up next. 5th minute, Madrid scores 1-0. Camp Nou goes quiet. Messi's response, 6 minutes later. Ronaldinho spots him making a run, threads a pass. Messi receives it, cuts inside with that magical left foot, and fires from outside the box. Banger, bottom corner. Casillas doesn't move. 1-1. The stadium erupts, and Real Madrid suddenly realizes they're not playing against some random teenager. They're playing against something they've never seen before. Madrid scores again. Another beautiful goal, 2-1. The Galácticos are flexing. Messi's response? A shot so clean it goes right through Sergio Ramos, past Casillas, and into the net. 2-2. He doesn't celebrate, doesn't scream, just jogs back to position, ice cold. Second half. The intensity goes through the roof. Players are furious. Tackles are flying. 90,000 fans are losing their minds. 73rd minute. Guti swings in a free kick. Sergio Ramos rises and hammers a header into the net. 3-2 Madrid. Clock's running out. Everyone in the stadium thinks it's over. Barcelona's little wonder kid gave it a good shot, but the Galácticos are just too strong. 90-minute. Ronaldinho gets the ball, looks up, sees Messi making a run into the box, plays it through. Messi receives. Two defenders closing in, Ramos on one side, Cannavaro on the other. These are two of the best defenders on the planet. World Cup winners, Champions League winners. Doesn't matter, Messi shifts left, shifts right, leaves both of them grabbing at air, and slides it past Casillas with his left foot. Tree, hat trick, against the billion-dollar Galácticos, at 19 years old, in El Clásico. The aftermath. The stadium went dead silent for half a second, then absolute chaos. 90,000 fans on their feet, screaming, crying. They just witnessed something impossible. A teenager had single-handedly dragged Barcelona back from defeat. 3 times Madrid took the lead. 3 times this kid answered. Alone. The next day, every single headline was about Messi. Messi makes Madrid kneel. A star is born. The next Maradona? No, the first Messi. Pundits analyzed his third goal from every angle. YouTube clips exploded across the internet. The whole world was watching this kid on repeat. And Messi? What did he do the next morning? Showed up to training, early, like nothing happened. A journalist asked about his first hat trick. He paused, uncomfortable with the attention. I was just trying to help the team. That's Messi, best in the world, but humble. No drama, no noise, just work. But this was just one chapter. Messi's career is filled with moments that defy belief. Clutch performances when everything was on the line, comebacks no one saw coming, and a World Cup story that rewrote his entire legacy. If you're new here, subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, leave a like. See you in the next one.